எல்லே இளங்கிளியே இன்னம் உறங்குதியோ எல்லே இளங்கிளியே இன்னம் உறங்குதியோ சில்லென்றழையேன் மின் நங்கை மீ போதர்கின்றேன் சில்லென்றழையேன் மின் நங்கை மீர் போதர்கின்றேன் வல்லை உங்கட்டுரைகள் பண்டே வயறிதும் வல்லை உங்கட்டுரைகள் பண்டே வயறிதும் வல்லீர்கள் நீங்களே நானேதானாயிடுக வல்லீர்கள் நீங்களே நானேதானாயிடுக ஒல்லை நீ போதாய் உனக்கென்ன வேறுடையே ஒல்லை நீ போதாய் உனக்கென்ன வேறுடையே எல்லோரும் போந்தாரோ போந்தார் போந்தெண்ணிக்குள் எல்லோரும் போந்தாரோ போந்தார் போந்தெண்ணிக்குள் வல்லானை கொன்றானை மாற்றரை மாற்றழிக்க வல்லானை கொன்றானை மாற்றரை மாற்றழிக்க வல்லானை மாயனை பாடேலோர்யம் வாவாய் வல்லானை மாயனை பாடேலோர்யம் வாவாய்.
Srimate Ramanujaya Namaha. Today is the 15th pasuram of Tiruppavai. The 10th and the last Gopika was woken up by Aandal to join their band. Like a shining diamond at the center of a necklace of gems, this pasuram is said to be the soul of Tiruppavai. This is so as Aandal spells out about a Srivaishnava Lakshanam in this hymn. Of the 30 pasurams, leaving the last pasuram where Aandal Nachiyar has sung as herself and not as Gopika, this pasuram forms the middle or the central pasuram of the remaining pasurams. The central line with the phrase Naanae thaan Aayiduga is the gem in the ornament. In the previous pasurams, where the Gopikas were woken up, the pasurams were like that of the speech of the Gopikas outside. This pasuram is an explicit conversation, rather bit argumentative, between the Gopika outside and the one inside. This pasuram speaks in detail about the correct stand a Srivaishnavite has to take in any interaction with others, especially in public, is noted and explained in detail and beautifully by Parasara Bhattar in his Tiruppavai explanations. Starting from the first line, the alternative lines are the speech of the Gopikas outside. Now, one can have a visual presentation of this conversation between the girl standing outside and the Gopika inside the house in a sequential order. The Gopika inside was addressed as, "Oh dear friendly mate, you are lovely parrot and a sweet speaker." Not only Aandal, Alvars also cherish calling crazy God-loving damsels with an apt paradigm parrot. Especially when they sing the hymns in the bhava of a lover, the role of a parrot will find its place. Here also, Aandal addresses this God-loving innocent girl as young parrot. Yelle Ilankiliye. Parrot is said as Kili in Tamil. The girls outside are chanting Bhagavan Namas. She is addressed as young parrot as parrot has the quality of repeating what is heard. So you should also repeat the Namas and so you come out. Dear young parrot-like mate, Is it proper for you to sleep even after we come stand in front of your house and knock your door? Girl inside says, do not make such silly complaints like this, please. Why such an explanation, dear? We have known the mastery of your dialogues for a very long time. And the girls outside further says, oh, you are telling us about our words. We know pretty well about your strong words and how you speak to us for a long time. Hearing this, Gopika inside felt a bit hurt and started saying, you are only such people talented in talking with strong words. But then immediately, instantly she felt that being a devotee, it is not proper to reply like that. Because if any bhagavata, that is the devotee of the Lord, acts in a fashion hurting you, even if you are not at fault, it is proper to accept the blame on yourself and not to speak anything by hurting the devotee. So the moment she said, Vallirgal Ningale, meaning that you are only talented in speaking strong words, she corrected herself and continued, Naanae thaan Aayiduga, means, no, let that not be. Let it be me only. Meaning that let it be myself who talks with harsh or rude words. Now please tell me what should I do. Naanae thaan Aayiduga is an important phrase in this pasuram. Here the acharyas have shown us that we should never comment, criticize, talk ill or pass any adverse remarks on anyone's discourse or explanations or speech just by assessing a part or day's lecture or discourse. Why should we not do this? Because it would result in an offense against that bhagavata which is against the main quality of a Srivaishnava. Not only that, the phrase Naanae thaan Aayiduga clearly tells us about Vaishnava Lakshanam. What does it mean? இல்லாத குற்றத்தையும் சிலர் உண்டு என்றால் இல்லை செய்யாதே இசைகையீரே வைஷ்ணவ லட்சணம். That is, even if someone assigns a non-committed mistake or fault on us, truly accepting it even in one's own mind without denying is the identification of a Sri Vaishnava. This is said to be the explanation given in Vedas too. One can recollect from the story of Ramayana how Bharata blamed himself for Rama's vanavas. He says, is it the fault of Mantara or my mother Kaikeyi or Dasaratha's? It is definitely not Raghava's fault. My sin alone is the cause of all these happenings. A confession of this type, self-inflicting nature, is the nature of a true Bhagavata, that is, taking the blame on oneself, even if it has no bearing on them. Like Bharata, here this Gopika inside takes the blame on her. One more anecdote can be recalled here. Swami Mudalayandan was the prime disciple of Swami Ramanuja. His grandson was Kandadai Thodappar. During his time, Nampillai was a well-known person doing pravachanas at Srirangam. Seeing the level of the disciples and the importance of Nampillai, a slight sense of jealousy prevailed on Thodappar, which made him react badly in an insulting tone towards Nampillai in front of everyone at the temple premises once. On his return home, Thodappar's wife, knowing about the event, pointed out to his mistake and advised him to take pardon from Nampillai. Next day, early in the morning, when Thodappar opened his house door, he saw Nampillai in front of his house. On seeing Thodappar, Nampillai asked his pardon to Thodappar, who has a rich lineage. Further, he said that he should have behaved in a fashion affecting the sentiments of Thodappar and sought pardon from him. Thodappar was a bit taken aback seeing the humility of Nampillai, who was at no fault, and said, now I could realize why you are such an adorable person by everyone, and addressed him as Ulagariyan, meaning you are not the Acharyan for a few but to the universe. Our behavior may not be the same across ranks, kinds, but if the other person is a Bhagavata, a pious devotee, then just seek excuse, no arguments, no refutations, no defense, no logic, no taking back, but just apologize. These instances teaches us that not arguing and by taking the blame on ourselves without pointing fingers on others does not lower our status. It is one of the virtue to be cultivated and nurtured. Now the gopis outside call the one inside saying, you get up fast and come out. What other special plans or goals do you have for yourself that are different from us? As per the scriptures and the general guidance, one should not enjoy the Lord or the Bhagavad Vishayam or the Acharya's bliss alone. It should always be in a satsang. Aandal talks about the importance of satsang in various pasurams. The gopi inside now wanted to know if others else also have come out. She was given a reply that all have come. If you have any doubt, you please come out and count yourself and check the fact. Instantly the reply came, if all have come, then why do you want me to come out? They say, Vallanai Kondranai, Matrai Matrarikka Vallanai Mayanai. They also tell her that please come out, join us to sing the glory of the Lord who killed the Kuvalayapidam, Vallanai, the elephant and the wrestlers arranged by the Kamsa to kill Krishna. He is called again by Aandal as Mayan. She already addressed him as Mayan in the 5th Pasuram, Mayane Mannu Vadamadure Maindanai, again as Mamayan Madhavan Vaikundan in the 9th Pasuram. The expression and the exhibition of his actions and activities of Sri Krishna right from his birth, who expressed himself as Sriman Narayana with 4 hands to Vasudeva and Devaki, to the Vishwarupam he showed to the Arjuna at the battlefield, are difficult to comprehend, understand with a limited mental process by ordinary souls like us. So is the address Mayan or Mamayan. Matrarai means one who opposes the Lord. By saying Matrarikka Vallanai, the valor of the Lord shown by this phrase of Aandal is awestruck. Killing the enemy is like what we witnessed in the previous pasurams in the instances of killing Budana, Kesi, Sakatasur and the other asuras who came in the disguise of the crane and so on and so forth sent by Kamsa. Maricha, when he was sent by Ravana to execute a plan of separating Rama and Sita for abduction, was shaken. Ravana threatened him to kill otherwise. Maricha thought about the pros and cons. Instead of being killed by Ravana, he preferred to die in the hands of Rama. His transformation was very impressive. Shishupala, who was always against Krishna even from his birth, attained his final abode at the lotus feet of Krishna. As Aandal mentioned earlier, he is Ma Mayan. His mysteric magic transforms the enigmatical feeling in the minds of the opponent, reverses apathy and destroys the sinful thoughts. Instead of killing them first, the Lord kills that opposing sinful mentality and then blesses them with the final abode. This is well explained by the phrase Matrarai Matrarikka Vallanai. So let us all join together and sing the glory of that Krishna who destroys all the sinful thoughts in us and blesses us with his divine grace. On this, the young parrot-like mate comes out and joins the band and moves on. Aandal through this pasuram teaches us the quality to be adopted by us to be a true bhagavata. Let us surrender at the lotus feet of the Aandal Rangamanar and pray to them to give us the strength to follow the path shown by her and be a true bhagavata and do our service. Aandal Rangamanar Tiruvadigalai Sharanam.